Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the daily market update show where I break down QQQ and SPY and do some technical analysis for you guys on support and resistance, as well as what I am looking going forward this week. So let's get into it. So right now we're looking at SPY, and today is a inside bar, and it's continuing going sideways. So we gotta zoom in a little bit. So this rising wedge is more for a visual guide for support and resistance, at least for SPY. It's more clear on QQQ and Nasdaq. But let's zoom in on SPY first into the hourly time frame. So hourly time frame is getting really tight. You can see this is the high, and this is the lower high, and it just keeps getting lower and lower, meaning that we're forming an equilibrium. So you can see once we chop out of this equilibrium, we will get some volatility, either to the upside or the downside. We don't know, but we just know that when this breaks, there will be increase in volume as well as the size of its move versus how tight of a range we have been getting into. It's also very clear on the 4 hour as well. If you go to the 4 hour time frame, you can see we're making lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, and they're just tightening up. So we'll see which this 4 hour time frame should be breaking next. Let's see, probably in the next 2 days, within the next 2 days. Because let's say tomorrow we continue to tighten up, um, make a higher low, higher than this one, and then we make a lower high, lower than this one. That would probably take us into the end of tomorrow or week, and then on Wednesday we can potentially break out. Or tomorrow, we get a bad retail sales data. Next thing we know, we break. So we'll see that tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning we have retail sales data at let's see, 5:30 a.m. in the morning. So that's going to be 1 hour before the market opens. That's a 3-star. The more stars there is, the more volatility that event is. So you can see these 3 stars is going to be coming together, and we will see if it comes in with forecast or maybe worse. If it comes in worse, then the market will likely drop lower, depending how worse it is. If it's like 0.1% lower, there's no big deal. It needs to come in a lot worse than expected to have some kind of big size move for the market. And there's another Fed speaking. Fed speaking these days don't really move the market anymore. So I don't think it's a 2-star volatility. It's more like a 1-star. Anything they've been saying really hasn't moved the market at all. The only person that I think would be able to move the market slightly would be Powell if he's speaking on Friday. So you can see where he is. He's speaking on Friday right here, 11 EST AM. So we'll see. But before that, we'll just have to worry about tomorrow. And so that's tomorrow for the economic events. And let's go back to the charts. So, all right. So, yeah, that's what I'm looking for SPY, the tightening range to break within the next 2 days. And so we're going to be watching that carefully, as well as if that breaks, that tightening range breaks, we'll likely be testing the low of this entire cluster of range where we've been chopping around since end of May. So this is the lower side of the range, which coincides with this one. If we do break out of this tightening range potential, if we break out of this wedge as well, then there's a good chance we can test this level down here. We need to break 410 first, though, as well. Right here, you can see we cannot break 410 for the third time, once, twice, 3 times here, just recently in the last couple weeks. So, the first one that I'm looking at, 410, and then the down here around the 406 area for SPY. If we do break there to the this equilibrium, if we do break bull, then I'm looking at back up here, the 415 range here, and then potentially test this prior high. So we'll see which way it breaks very soon. And for QQQ, it's continuing to hold SPY up. And if it wasn't for QQQ being green, SPY would not be anywhere close to green today as well. So that's just been the case lately for the past couple months. QQQ holding SPY up, and we have tested again the top of this rising wedge. You see, this is resistance and this is support, and pretty much tested exactly again for the last 3 days, and we still haven't gone over it. And So we will see how tight it gets. It's getting pretty close. The most it can go to would be next week, midweek. Um, but I'm gonna say it's probably gonna break within this week due to how close it's. There's like what if we were to break bull, we only need 0.5%, and if we break bear, we would need at least 1%, 1 to 1.5. So yeah, it's getting pretty tight. So I think we're gonna break this week, and if we do break bull, I'm looking at 330s for sure. So um, if we do break bear, I'm back looking at this black looking range, so 322, and then as well as this 318 level. So, and we have earnings tomorrow. This week is retail week, so we will be seeing Home Depot is going to be key tomorrow, and Target on Wednesday, as well as Walmart on Thursday would be the more key ones for me. I'm not in any of these, so it would just be mostly watching for sentiment of how the retail sector is going to trade. If Home Depot comes in really bad, Target comes in really bad, Walmart comes in really bad, then XRT, which is the retail sector, is going to probably drop and it will drag slide down too as well. So we'll see, as well as that retail data is coming in tomorrow. So those would be two together with Home Depot might move the market a decent amount. So we'll see how outsized of the actual earnings and the data comes in. If it's just a line, then probably no big deal, flat again. But let's see how it goes. And so for QQQ, you can see the big tech stocks where I broke down all of them yesterday on NVIDIA, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Tesla, and which one? Might be missing one. But yeah, I broke down 6 of them. You can see today, most of them are slightly red and it's still chopping around. You can see they're just still going sideways. So we need to see a clear direction for them as well. And even though they are in the sell zone, they're still holding up pretty well. And if they continue to consolidate just sideways, then they might be setting up for the next move up. So we got to be open for both ways. Same thing as Microsoft, just going sideways after a nice move up. So still favoring the bulls. So even though it's still as well in his sell zone. So we will see. We need a clear direction of a break very soon as well. Because when these breaks, then we'll get a clear direction in QQQ as well. So yeah, so it's going to be pretty key for the next week and a half of which direction the market decides to go. If QQQ rolls over, SPY is going to break. So I try is not looking that great compared to QQQ. We've been talking about this for a while. So if it breaks bear, then we're likely testing the low of these ranges that I've talked about as well. So let's see how the retail sales data come in, as well as the big retail earnings coming in this week, and it will likely dictate where the market decides to go. There potentially can be a sideways scenario where retail sales come in really bad, but QQQ continues bull break to hold the market up, and then SPY would just be sideways since retail is dragging it down, while the XLK, the tech sector, is holding it up, and then we can just chop around here again, and who knows how long that's going to be. Hopefully not. Like if you're a bear or a bull, nobody likes to see unless you're playing options, but you make money going sideways. But if you're not playing options, you would like to see a clear direction, either downside or the upside. And so that's all I got for you guys today. I will update you guys again tomorrow. And if you guys want to check out the big text video, is I uploaded yesterday, and I broke down like it's a 28-minute video of all the resistance support. You can check that out on my YouTube long form. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for tomorrow's market update. And have a great rest of your day.